Case two here, or case two, step two for the case details. This has changed a little bit from the user acceptance testing. We did have the public case details, case links. What's changed up a little bit here is now we also have non-public case details and the non-public case links internally. So they're all very similar. The public case details is as you would assume. These are the case details that as I publish and approve this case, those are visible and completely readable by the citizen and the users using this. What we want to call out in here is it is very important. I say recommended, it's really highly recommended. Include the name of the suspect, the victims, or the unidentified person in this piece. These details are really what's helping drive the citizens to understand. If you're just keeping it vague and there's no names, there's not a lot of detail, that's exactly what the citizen is seeing. So, help yourself to help them to include that information in the public case details. The public case links are then any links and URLs that will appear on the case details for the citizens to review, click, and be able to see. And then the other two sections are all of that in reverse now, right? They're non-public. This is not viewable or accessible by citizens. This is really for you internally within the agency to include any other details around the case, whatever might be helpful to help solve this, to help share with someone else within the agency, and then your own links, whether it's, an intranet, a SharePoint, internal documents, whatever the case might be. But all of those are then not accessible by the citizen, only internally, and only those individuals that have access to the case internally as well can see those. So this is an example of what this could look like. Again, I'll show you this on the actual portal, but those public case details, you can see I've got Desiree Delaney, the actual name of the suspect, what's going on, public case links that I have linked and actually changed to be clickable for citizens, which I'll show you in a step or two here. And then the non-public case links and details on the right-hand side, things that I don't necessarily want out in the public yet. Maybe they're not confirmed or they're still in discussion, whatever the case might be. But, I've got known associates, maybe aliases that I'm not quite ready to share, the footprints, risk assessment, just other pieces that, we're not quite ready to share with the public or might not at all. So I want to just keep those in my non-public details. And then lastly, there are the non-public case links. You can see just example of intranet, some links internally that are not being shared outside. It doesn't really matter what the links or URLs are. You're just not wanting them to be publicly available and accessible. So let's go back here. I'll show you in my example. Case details here, as I said, for the citizen side, this is the Milwaukee Police Department, and they want to release the fact that there was a burglary and homicide on July 30th. And with that, they are going to include Anne, the victim in this case, and a little bit of more information that happened within that case. The public case links, you'll see I've got these linked out. They're hyperlinked. They're blue. That is what you're obviously used to seeing with a link. Why I have the fifth one not blue yet is that this is going to be pretty important from a user experience. Is I'm actually going to need to make this a hyperlink. And this is pretty easy. This is pretty similar to emails and Teams and anything else we've used. I just need to copy this link. In my link information, there's a URL where I'm going to copy this into. And then in order for someone to actually have this be popped out in a new tab, make it easier for them, you click New Window and you click OK. So now you're going to see that I made my public case links just a hyperlink, a little bit easier for the citizen to actually click in, not have them copy, paste, put it in a new tab, put it in a new window, whatever the case might be. Make it a little bit easier on their side to just hyperlink these links so that they can view them a little bit easier. And then on the non-public side, again, put my information for the case that I don't want necessarily public. You can see just kind of a note section. I can put any notes that I want here. And the case links, these matter a little bit less. If you don't want to make these into hyperlinks and save your time, you don't need to. You could copy paste these, share these internally, whatever the case might be. These ones don't matter as much to make these hyperlinks because they're not actually viewable on that citizen side. So the usability means a little bit less.